Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Virtual College Exploration for all North Carolina and South Carolina students, sponsored by the Carolina Association of College Registrars and Admissions Officers and StriveScan. My name is Lauren Lewis. I'm a CACRAO volunteer. Just a few housekeeping announcements before I turn it over to our lovely panelists. You can use the Q&A button on your screen at any time during the webinar to type your questions to our panelists. Your camera and microphone are muted and turned off so they cannot see you or hear you. And this is just one of many different webinars hosted by CACRAO, and you can find them all and sign up for even more at our website, CACRAO, CACRAO.org. And like this one, they're all being recorded. So normally a week after the presentation time is when you can find the recording again on our website, CACRAO, CACRAO.org. Now I'm going to turn it over to our lovely presenters.
Is it okay if I go ahead and start? Okay. Hi, my name is Sterling Woodruff. I am from Brevard College in the lovely mountains of Western North Carolina. You're going to see a lot of different leadership opportunities here at Brevard College, and these are just a few ways that you can learn to develop your voice.
Hey everyone, my name is Brittany Sharon and I am with Columbia College in downtown, just outside of downtown Columbia. And we as well have a ton of leadership options to get involved with on campus. You know, here's just a few of the examples of the many, with the biggest one actually being our ability to minor in leadership.
Hello, my name is Lauren Francis with Converse College. Converse has 62% of our students, they hold a leadership role on campus. And these are just a few leadership opportunities that we have. Converse just recently went co-educational. However, we wanted to maintain that Converse College for women. So that offers women more leadership roles on campus. We also have this presidential student ambassador and more. Also, you can apply for free at Converse. Just go to our website. And if you could click the video, Eli.
Hi everyone, good afternoon. My name is Eli Hall. I'm an admissions counselor here at Georgia Southern University. We do have a couple of leadership opportunities for our students who are interested. So the two ones that I'd like to highlight today are going to be Southern Leaders. So Southern Leaders offers cooperative leadership development, volunteer and service learning, and then of course, scholarship opportunities as well. For students who are high achieving and want that extra push during their college career, University Honors Program is a great opportunity for high achieving students. The ability to have honors classes, which are smaller research opportunities, your senior thesis, and then to become a University Honors Ambassador with that.
Hey everyone, my name's Ty. I am an admissions counselor here at Winthrop University in Rock Hill, South Carolina. We're a four-year public liberal arts college in Rock Hill. And just to go over a couple things related to our leadership programs here on campus, we do have opportunities for students to go into research, internships, and on-campus leadership opportunities as well. No matter where you go to college, the biggest piece of advice I can give you is that you are going to get a college degree, and it's going to take up about 2 to 3 lines on your resume. It's going to say where you went to college. It's going to say what degree you got, and it might say your GPA. Everything else that's on your resume is going to be what you did in your time at college that is going to attract that first employer. And I think when you're looking through the previous slides and our slide here, you're going to see that there are quite a few opportunities that you can take advantage of. Just to name a couple programs that Winthrop has that you can look into, we do have the Emerging Leaders Program, which is there to establish students who want to be leaders from day one on campus in the Winthrop community. Generally, we have a competitive application process for that during orientation, and those students will be selected, generally about 20 students total in the incoming class, who will join a class and a leadership program that will last throughout their freshman year. Those students will continue on into many leadership roles here on campus, some of which that I will discuss later on, but many of them will end up as orientation leaders, or they'll move into other avenues and jobs here on campus. Across our campus, we have about 40% of our student body who has a job on campus. Many of those are leadership related jobs as well, and they're going to be in multiple different areas on campus. For myself personally, I actually started my time at Winthrop as a member of the team for athletics marketing, which was a great opportunity because not only was I being paid for that opportunity, but I was also able to develop some coordination skills, and I even helped hire the next person who was there to replace me. But you also have organizations like Student Life, tutoring, and technology centers that will hire students and allow you to get on-hand paid experience that can help you with that first job. We do have a student government organization here on campus known as the Council of Student Leaders, and they actually host a conference here known as the LIFT Conference, which is a great way for students both involved with the CSL organization and across campus to interact and learn how they can be better leaders. So with that, if you are interested in being in CSL, you can be a representative for any number of organizations. You can be the president or the vice president, and I can tell you that the vice president and the president do have very nice office spaces here on campus. Now, research is a leadership opportunity, and I will fight that one every day because it means that you have to go into an area of the unknown and research a topic, learn a lot about that topic, and present it to your peers. I can tell you in my time at Winthrop, I did research in paleontology, and with that, it got me going out into Utah, Nevada to actually do my research, and then I brought it back to present it at my university and also to present it at a regional conference. After I did my initial research, I was even working with other students to coordinate additional topics that were going to be pushed into other research papers. That's something that's going to look really good on a resume, especially if you're looking for grad school. And last but not least, we do have internships that Winthrop is able to take advantage of. We're located about 30 minutes south of Charlotte, and our city that we're located in is also a major manufacturing hub of South Carolina. So students tend to find many good jobs, not only in the Rock Hill area, but also in the Charlotte area, since Charlotte is the largest city in the Carolinas and is the second largest financial hub on the East Coast. But with that, regardless of where you go to college, definitely make sure you are looking for those extracurricular opportunities that are going to bolster your resume as opposed to your peers. And with that, I'm going to hand this back over to Eli.
Thank you, everyone. So as you can see, we have listed our contact information below, along with our respective colleges and email addresses. So if you do have any questions about any of the topics the college reps today have talked about in regards to leadership, please give us a call or an email and we'll be happy to reach out to you. And with that,
go ahead. I was going to say, at this time, if anyone has any questions about any of the programs, definitely reach out to us. Let us know. We do have a chat feature. And with that, you can go ahead and post any questions that you might have. And with that, we can also, I think we kind of breezed through some of the descriptions of our colleges. So if anyone wants to go back and touch back on what they, some of the other leadership programs that their college offers, feel free to do so. Ooh,
I would like to, if that's possible.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you. Do you have my slides, Eli?
Yeah, I'm getting it for you here.
Thank you so much.
Can you see that slide, Sterling?
I can see that one. Do you have my other ones?
I believe this is the only one we have on this slide here.
If you'll let me share the screen, I can pull up my slides.
Sure, please.
Thank you. Can you all see my slides? Can you all see my slides?
No, can't see your slides. Make sure you click the share screen feature in the center right. Do you see that? Should be a green box.
I'm not seeing it. Hang on.
Okay.
Apologies, folks.
Yeah, so right next to the Q&A, if you look to the right of that, should be at the very bottom.
If somebody else would like to go while I'm finding this, they're welcome to.
I'll go ahead and pop mine up.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can we see that?
We can, thank you.
Awesome. So at Columbia College, we have a bunch of opportunities. One of the biggest ones right now is our CC Ambassadors program, and they are actually out of the admissions office. We have 25 spaces every year for students to partner with the admissions counselors to offer tours, meet with families and prospective students, as well as just kind of be the outreach hands that we need. We also then have orientation leaders, student success leaders, which are students that are identified as being strong in a particular area. So they are paired with a student that's kind of struggling in that, and they kind of become a mentor-mentee partnership, but that is a paid position. And then like every school, we have residence hall advisors. We also have a PLACE Fellows program. PLACE stands for Philanthropy, Leadership, and Community Engagement. And we accept 10 students a year into that program. 10 students starting their first year into that program. And there are a ton of opportunities to kind of dive deep into a passion of yours. And it also allows for 2 paid internships throughout your time at Columbia College. We have an honors program that is application based. That is also another opportunity to get involved. We then also have a Center for Leadership and Social Change who offers all kinds of different programs. Most recently they just launched, we're doing our own conference. We are partnering with several different corporations in the area to offer certificates in leadership by attending an evening session or a couple of days of virtual sessions, so that is something else that can be put on your resume. And then we have a couple of sorority, fraternity type organizations that are leadership based. And then of course we have student government. And by being involved in our honors program and our PLACE Fellows program, you automatically will receive a minor in leadership, but it is something that you can opt to do on the side as well.
Awesome, thank you. Sterling, I have your PowerPoints if you'd like me to go ahead and share those for you.
Thank you. All right, so this is Brevard College. Our motto is learn to serve to learn, and we also reverse that to learn to serve, because we use a lot of experiential learning at our college. The framework is evident for leadership building skills in our leadership theory minor. We have the Institute for Women in Leadership. We have student government, campus life, honor society, athletics, clubs, and work study programs. You can progress. Our leadership minor is it's a great way to provide you with skills like debating, argumentation, and conflict resolution, organizational theory and ethics, all good skills that are needed for leadership abilities. Okay. Learning through our leadership program, most people who are leaders want to serve their communities, and college students can develop these leadership skills by joining our various clubs and organizations within the school. And participating in the management of a club or organization will build leadership skills and can add add-ons to your resume and help support your campus culture within your school. The Institute for Women in Leadership helps encourage their women to find their voice. It develops leadership skills through mentoring and service, and I will encourage growth academically, socially, and personally with specific programs tailored to women who want to make a difference in the world. We also have work study programs. These are a great way to build your resume and develop leadership skills within the campus community. We also have student government, like most colleges and universities, and these can help to the betterment of everybody. Some questions you can ask yourself if you are considering leadership roles are, do I manage my time well? Am I comfortable and confident in expressing my ideas to other people? And if not, how can I build on those skills? Where can I build on those skills? How receptive am I to other people's feedback and critique? And am I an effective communicator? And do I have strong listening skills? These are all things that you can build on when you're in college, and you can grow up to, beyond to be a big communicator and leader in not just your community, but in the United States. That would be great. We need it. Thank you.
And I really just want to echo what Tyler said. Your degree is only the first 3 lines of your resume. And in college, I went in as an education major. And if I didn't get involved on campus in leadership roles and etc., I probably would have still been an education major. But being involved on campus, I realized I wanted to go into higher education. So it just, having these leadership roles kind of shapes your college career. And at Converse, we have added a master's in professional leadership and a doctorate in professional leadership. So if you come to Converse and get an undergraduate degree, you can go on and get your master's in the professional leadership program. I'm currently a student in that program, and it's a wonderful, just a wonderful thing to add to the resume and to learn about how leadership shapes our world. And you get to use your undergraduate experiences in the program, which is wonderful as well.
I'm actually glad you mentioned that, Lauren. So to give people a little bit of background in myself, I was an environmental science major here at Winthrop. So I hugged trees for 4 years, which was great. I absolutely love environmental science. It's one of my favorite topics to discuss. That being said, I'm obviously not an environmental scientist right now. And a lot of that is due to the leadership experience that I had while I was a student at Winthrop. In my first year, I mentioned I worked with athletics. I also was an orientation leader, which kind of started my love for higher education. And then in my sophomore year, I actually found a great internship opportunity that really does relate to this panel as well, with the Walt Disney program, which has a college program that you can actually go and work for the Walt Disney World property or the Disneyland property within various aspects. I started off there, ended up doing a professional internship when I graduated, and that was my first job outside of college. I was a VIP tour guide and coordinator, and in that position, I was essentially creating tour programs for the Walt Disney Company and also administering them. And that's actually what brought me back here. I work hand in hand with the tour programs here at Winthrop University, and I'm also able to kind of share that love for higher education as well. So it's amazing what leadership programs can do for you. Yes, it builds your resume. Yes, it opens some doors for you, and it can open some doors that you weren't expecting initially. So when you are going into your freshman year of college, my biggest piece of advice is to say yes to any opportunity to expand your resume, to learn something new. And if it doesn't work out, that's totally okay. But if you're able to learn anything from it, it's going to transition into whatever that next job is, even if it's not related exactly.
Yeah, and going on that, I think we all as college representatives and admissions counselors alike know how important involvement is to a student and how that can directly affect their academic achievement. So we've all read studies and seen studies that says if a student is involved in something on campus, it's more than likely that they're going to have a higher GPA. So for those of the students that are listening and wondering, gee, what about this time commitment? And will I be able to perform well in my academic studies? The answer is yes. But the crucial part of it is learning how to have time management. Leadership is not about just being number one. Leadership is about collaboration, organization, time management, or lack of procrastination, if you will. So for students who might be kind of nervous or just maybe anxiety ridden with, not knowing how they can balance this leadership position or this campus life or working with another campus partner while enjoying their major, it is definitely something that we all see is beneficial to the student. And in that case, I know Georgia Southern isn't in North Carolina or South Carolina. There's nothing I can do to change that. But for students that are looking at Georgia Southern that are in this panel, please know that we do have border state waivers. So if you are in the states of North Carolina and South Carolina, you can come to Georgia Southern with in-state tuition instead of that out-of-state tuition. So please know that just because we are out of state does not mean that we aren't accessible to you. And just like many of our college reps here, I am a Georgia Southern alum. Just like Ty, I was an orientation leader as well. So getting all of these experiences with different leaderships on campus makes you a well-rounded person, because you can say, hey, I graduated with this awesome degree, but like all we've said, what else? What else have you done? So making sure that when you have and you sign up for those leadership positions, whether it be an honors association or student government or anything like that, know that that's what a lot of career professionals are looking at and want to know more about.
And with that, I'm actually curious to hear from Sterling, Lauren, and Brittany in terms of your leadership experiences. What did you guys do while you were in college? What were some of the positions that you held? Just to give some of our students ideas for things that you can also be involved with.
Yeah, so in college, I was a part of the International Club. I was a resident assistant. I was a peer facilitator, a peer academic coach. I called for philanthropy for the college. I did orientation for a semester. And then I also was a part of a REACH program. I did not graduate from Converse College. I actually went to College of Charleston. But these experiences that I had at College of Charleston just made me, I believe, a stronger candidate for higher education, because I got so many opportunities and I learned about so many different programs on a campus because I was involved in everything. And I told myself I wanted to be the one with all the cords at graduation for all the clubs I was involved in. And it was an amazing opportunity to be involved in so many things. My senior capstone, I did a diversity training module with the peer facilitators that I was currently working with. So not only was I involved off campus, but I was able to use those involvements in the classroom to get an A in a class. So that, I wouldn't change that for the world. So I strongly encourage students to get involved on campus, to get to know the community, to get to know the university, because that's going to help them in the long run.
I participated in our work study program where I worked in the advancement office. So I got to basically talk to people about why my college was so wonderful every day. And then I grew to be the student in charge of the other crew for that particular office. pre-COVID, it seems like a life ago, I was an early education major and I was the lead teacher at my school. So I was the leader of all of my cohort. And I, was able to use a lot of my leadership skills that I had built in college to help lead my co-teachers during a very difficult time. So I developed a lot of great skills that began in college, where I decided that I was going to reinvent myself, that I wanted to be more proactive, and that I wanted to invest more of myself in my community. And so I did get to develop skills that made me more comfortable being in a leadership position.
So I actually, fun fact, I'm not a graduate of Columbia College, but my sister is. I went to a smaller private school in South Florida, and I, unlike everyone else, was only involved in one program, but that was theater. And so I didn't have time for all the other stuff, but within the theater program, because we were so busy, I had the opportunity to step up and be one of the student leaders within the department, which is where my love for leading came from. So actually, after I spent numerous years in theater doing that, I transitioned to higher education to help guide leaders, to guide future leaders. So that's really what drew me into not only admissions, but being actually the advisor for our CC Ambassadors program.
And Brittany, I'm glad you mentioned that because I know Eli and I mentioned, and Sterling and Lauren mentioned like a whole entire rap sheet of different things that you're involved in. Every single organization is going to have a different time commitment. And as Brittany said, theater was something that completely took her schedule, and that might be the only thing that you can fit into your schedule. Other things might only take a couple hours out of your week at a time, and you can stack them on top of each other. So don't look at necessarily how many you're able to stack on top of each other. Look at the time commitment that you are looking to make with each of these organizations. One of the things that I see students do all the time at Winthrop University is, you go through your involvement fairs, you sign up for a couple different clubs, and then they feel like they're overwhelmed with the number of clubs that they've signed up for. At any point you can drop those, by the way, but you have to understand that you do have limitations to the number of hours that you can put into any of these leadership opportunities. And if you have one that's taken up a lot of your time and you enjoy it, focus on that one. Don't feel like you have to juggle a bunch of different clubs and organizations in order to build your resume.
Yeah, and I think that that's the biggest thing is do what's enough for you and not what everyone else is doing. Because I remember, people are listing 13, 14, 15 things deep, and I'm like, I don't know how they did it and kept their grades up. You're a student first. Everything else comes second. So only do as much as you can handle and make the most of those experiences. And if you feel like you're spread too thin, then you're probably spread thinner than you think, which means you're really not doing yourself or your resume justice.
And it will affect your grades too. That's the big one. But we call it collecting name tags at Winthrop, because every time you get a new position, you get a new name tag. So everyone's trying to collect as many name tags as possible. But with that, if you guys want to share any of your leadership experiences or anything that was formative, you've definitely got time to do it. I think I've shared as much as I can about my research experience without putting you guys to sleep, unless you want to hear about ichnosperity of the lower Pilot Shale.
Well, I was just going to add the fact that a lot of our colleges, and for the students listening too, a lot of them require an application process. So more often than not, the leadership positions that do require an application process are more than likely going to have a larger time commitment, right? And probably more of a incentive. So maybe scholarship opportunities or research opportunities. So making sure that if invited or apply and get accepted to awesome, wonderful leadership opportunities, making sure you are working into your schedule enough time to actually 100% to that organization or to that leadership role. It would be the same if it wasn't an application process, but the ones that you do apply for and then have a certain incentive backed onto it, definitely making sure that your time commitment is there and then that your attention is there, because once you have, created and signed and says, hey, I am going to be a part of this organization, we're going to treat you as an adult and we expect you to be there and help out and facilitate all of these things. So Definitely something that leadership is great with is time management, and I highly encourage our students listening today to do your research and really think about where you are and where you want to go, and kind of add leadership positions and different outside external leadership positions to your resume that are going to be helpful to you in your career moving on.
And remember, college is a brand new opportunity. You may not have had much leadership experience in high school, but this is a great opportunity for you to try and develop your skills. So try new things, give yourself the opportunity to learn and grow in each one of these learning opportunities.
And I forgot to mention it. So I know we're admissions counselors. We all work in the Office of Admissions. When you are looking to apply for your colleges, we've talked about college leadership experience, but oftentimes on your application, we are also going to ask for your leadership experience that you've had in high school or in your extracurriculars as well. And those are very important. I know with us here at Winthrop, we take those into consideration when it comes to some of our extracurricular groups that we have here on campus. And I bet you that you guys also factor that into your admissions, correct?
Yes, absolutely. We have a whole section of our application that you can list all of your extracurricular activities. And who knows, some might have some scholarship opportunities too. So definitely list all the things that you're involved in at your school in high school. So.
And I guess if anyone is good with talking about their college and different leadership aspects, we can go to the Q&A portion. If any of you have questions, again, you can type that up in the Q&A chat. And then depending on if you're asking us generally or if you're to a specific college, then we'll go ahead and answer that out loud.
So actually, guys, I have a pre-prepared question that I got before this panel started, and it is about the college application process itself. Because, you know, working in admissions is kind of our forte. I can tell you that every single college has a different application process in itself, but you should generally start with the college's website to find how you can apply to that college. I know with us here at Winthrop, we actually have a free application from now until November 1st, so about a month. And then after that, you are going to see that there is a $50 application fee. We are also available on the common application, and we are now test optional. I know that's something that a lot of schools have been transitioning to this year. So you can apply as a test optional student and still receive scholarships here at Winthrop University.
Another thing that I'll point out when it comes to applying for college and through that application as well is, this might sound trivial, but make sure your date of birth is correct in your email and your phone number. So if you do have questions and we want to reach out to you, we can. So that's a really awesome way. One, if you want to reach out to us first, or if we need to reach out to you in the future about something. Also with college applications, making sure that you're aware of when college applications are waived. So like Winthrop University, their fees are waived right now. But for Georgia Southern University, our application fee of $30 will be waived the entire month of November. So different colleges have a different kind of period of time where that application fee is no longer going to be an issue. So if that's something that you're interested in, making sure you're looking at when those colleges don't have an application fee, or even looking at certain fee waivers through different external companies as well.
And I can talk a little bit about the Converse College application process. So I always tell the students, go directly to our website. It's always free. You just click the apply button, and then from there, you just, it's about a 10-minute application. There's no essay and there's no letters of recommendation. We are on the Common App. However, the Common App does require you to submit an essay, letters of recommendation, and pay for it. So I just say go directly to the website. We are test optional and have been test optional since November 2019, so pre-COVID. Also, Converse launched the Converse Guarantee, and that guarantees all students for the class of 2021 to graduate in 4 years and to have a job or get into grad school within 6 months after graduation. And that just reflects our 94% of our students graduate in 4 years, and 57% of our students have a grad school or a job upon graduation.
At Columbia College, we're free all the time. We don't have an application fee either on our website or on Common App. We are also test optional for everything but our nursing program. Those do have certain SAT, ACT requirements. We do not require an essay, and it's also pretty simple to fill out. But one of the things that I want to second is making sure that your phone number and email address are correct, your date of birth, and your social security number. But the other thing is make sure that you're providing an email that you're going to check frequently, because a lot of schools do send out updates via email. So that's the biggest way that we communicate, especially right now, given what's going on in the world. So just make sure that you're responding. And for us, that's a big part of the decision process, as well as how engaged you are.
Brevard's College's application is also free. We do not need letters of recommendation. We are a test optional choice right now as well. And we do, like she said, we do need you to provide an up-to-date email address and phone number. Make sure your voicemail is available. And we are open to open applications right now, but we do have a scholarship that will be dropping dramatically after October 31st. So we would encourage you to apply now, get your admissions decision pretty quickly so that you can take advantage of a special scholarship that we have available right now.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone, for that. If any of our students or participants that are listening to us today, if you have any questions, again, you can use that Q&A chat, and I know we'd be happy to answer those questions. If not, we might be asking some questions, or just as Ty from Winthrop University had a pre-recorded question here. So if no one has any questions in the next few minutes, we'll go ahead and see if we have any other questions we can answer. Okay, it doesn't look like we have any questions thus far, but I do have a question that I do know a lot of students like to ask colleges is, where can I find all of the leadership opportunities and clubs and organizations that I can join? Where at your college can I find that? So here at Georgia Southern, we have something called My Involvement, which is basically a very big registry of sorts of all the clubs and organizations and leadership opportunities that we have. So if you go on our website, georgiasouthern.com/my involvement, you can see all of our involvement with clubs, organizations, and leaderships, and then you'll be able to see how many active participants there are, how big that club is, and of course you can directly apply to any club, organization, or leadership opportunity through that website. So if you all want to let students know where they could find all that information, I think that'd be good.
At Brevard College, if you go to our website, you can click on Campus Life, and that will list our various clubs and organizations. We have a vice president of student success, and they will also help link you to potential leadership opportunities. And if you need various skill building activities to help with those opportunities, they can help you as well.
At Converse, you can just go to our website, click the Life at Converse tab. That'll show you the student life, our Corona response, our involvement in leadership updates, and clubs and organizations. And you can just click on whatever tab that you want to learn more information about, and it'll take you right to where you're looking for.
And of course, you can find our clubs and organizations on our website. The search feature that's up in the top right-hand corner is a great tool for you to use. And that's with any college. If you're looking for any information, use the search feature on the college website because that searches through all of the archived information. In addition to that, though, we do have several different career and involvement fairs that happen throughout the course of the year that allow students to check out these organizations in person and get to meet individuals from that program. Currently, I don't know what the current statistic is. We generally have 160 plus organizations on campus, and those are going to fluctuate from year to year based on student interest. So you can always check out our website, but when you actually go to the involvement fair, you can see what clubs might have came into existence here in the past couple of weeks. A great example of that, well, I'll give you two. One example of a club that actually faded off campus because it wasn't as popular anymore was our Quidditch team. I was actually a part of our Quidditch team when it was on campus. We competed in the Quidditch World Cup, and after my graduating class, it was disbanded because there was not enough people who wanted to actually field the team anymore. We also, later on that year, created the Disney Club, which is all things Disney, and Disney Plus came out a couple of months after that, so it turned out to be a really, really good club for them, or a really good service for them to use. But ultimately, these are organizations that students can start themselves. So if you have a club interest that you would like to explore, I know Winthrop University and many colleges are able to help you turn those into leadership opportunities.
Yeah, it's the same thing at Columbia College. Right at the top of our homepage, columbiasc.edu, there's a student life tab, and anything that you could possibly want to know about campus life is there. But it's the same thing. We have 60 plus clubs and growing, and we tell our students all the time, if there's something you want on campus that we don't have, find a faculty or staff advisor. And I think that's probably the same at most of the schools on here. Find someone and start it, because there's gonna be other people that want something that you have an interest in as well. And what an awesome leadership opportunity to say, that's the program that I started, and leave a leadership legacy behind.
There we go. I was trying to hit the unmute button. And Eli, it looks like we're wrapping up closer to our time. Can you put up our contact information just as we're closing?
Yeah, I sure can.
Because I know that oftentimes questions are things that you don't think about until much, much later on. So if you guys do have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. All of our contact information is here. I know for myself, you can always call that number that's listed out there, but the text number actually works much better for me. I don't know about you guys. I prefer texting as opposed to emails and calls because it's just a lot easier, a lot quicker in my opinion.
And with that, I do believe that leaves us with about 2 minutes before we go ahead and wrap up. So again, students that are listening in, participating, and looking on with us, all of our contact information is there, so please feel free to reach out. There is probably time for maybe one question, so if you feel the spirit in you and want to ask a question, go ahead and do so. But other than that, I believe that is going to be our time for today. I'd like to thank everyone for joining us with our college leadership panel here, and I hope everyone has a great rest of their afternoon.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. I think our panelists did a wonderful job. I learned a lot myself just from watching. And thank you all for joining us today, all of our attendees. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We appreciate any responses you can give us. Also, this is one of the many sessions being hosted. Feel free to sign up for as many as you can attend. And like this one, they're all being recorded and the recordings will be made available a week after the scheduled time. So thank you all. Goodbye.